What's going on, everyone? It's Sean from Barbell Built Body, and today we're going over why you can't bench with your lats, part 2, because the first one didn't upset enough of you. But in all seriousness, somebody commented that I was wrong and that you can bench with your lats, and Chris Duffin says so in a bench video that he posted 8 years ago. So I went and watched the video, and I just realized, well, has a lot of good, I guess, sensory description of the bench press and what you might be feeling, and it might be a good teaching cue. Anatomically, kinetically, and kinematically, it's actually not what's happening. And so I basically this video is a rebuttal and a critique of that video and how there is, once again, I think Chris Duffin, insanely good lifter, does put out a lot of good information, and I'm not denying that the video doesn't have good information for sensory feel, but that's not kinematically, kinetically, or anatomically what's actually happening in the press. And you cannot bench with your lats, and the bar is not popping off your chest. I don't care if external rotation and adduction of the lats or trying to use the lats is not bumping the bar off the chest. So I'm going to go through real quick why. First of all, the lats, as he says, all this external rotation, the lats are internal rotators of the shoulder. Right? They wrap around the back, insert the inner tubercular groove of the humerus. That's on the front side, which means if you contract the lats, guess what? They're turning in. So that's incorrect from the get-go. In addition, you're not stretching the lats when you're in the bottom of the position of the press. As a matter of fact, they're in the most shortened stage, right? Because when you externally rotate, if you externally rotate, if the lats are internal rotation, that does put the lats on stretch. However, as you extend the shoulder down in the press, you're actually shortening the lats. So you're not lengthening them. He's talking about this stretch. What's stretched is the pecs. So the lats are not in a state of stretch at the bottom of the press, nor do the lats, they do contribute to adduction, but they're not contributing, I don't care. So external rotation or adduction. So if we externally rotate the shoulders, I'm in tight position, right? Thoracic extension, nice bench arch, externally rotated, lats are contracted. I'm not saying that they don't assist in the press. I'm saying they don't move the bar in the press upwards. So I'm here, I come down, move back super tight, and you gotta remember the external rotators for the shoulder are attached to the scapula. The lats also hit the inferior angle of the scapula. So when you have the lats contracted, you have the arms adducted during the press, you have everything externally rotated, your back is super tight, and that's where you're feeling, like I think during a press, I do feel in my lats more than my pecs, oftentimes during a heavy press. That's my focus. Because if I can keep that tension, I know I'm able to exert the force I need in my chest. Keep it up, keep everything solid going, because you need to maintain that. That's where the lats are important. So, but however, the lats are either adduct the arm and the external rotators externally rotate. Neither of those movements, external rotation, adduction, are driving the bar up. The press is shoulder flexion or horizontal adduction at the shoulder, depending on how wide your grip is and your shoulder angle of adduction during the press. Now, if the lats don't produce movement, if external rotation, adduction don't produce movement, shoulder flexion, which they don't, the lats aren't moving the bar. So I'm going to demonstrate in a slow-mo video, actually, from the top, me shirtless, and you can see as soon as I start, my pecs start contracting at the bottom of the lift when they're trying to start. And guess what? It's not 2-3 inches off the chest. It's right at the bottom because the pecs are the prime movers. Pecs are more activated throughout the whole lift than the lats. And the pecs are, I think, the most activated in the bottom third of the portion of the lift. Before obviously triceps do finish it off in a sense. So there is that leg time. However, it's not the lats. And so you cannot anatomically, based on their position, based on everything I just said on the movements they produce, it doesn't move the bar upward, it doesn't produce flexion, the lats are not responsible for moving the bar off the chest. Love to see somebody with no pecs, no triceps, no anterior deltoid, and just their lats move the bar 3 inches off their chest by flexing it as hard as they can. It's not happening. Bar's not going anywhere. So I'm going to demonstrate right now.
All right, so here we go. This is a standard press, shoulders externally rotated, bench arch coming down. Actually, this is kind of be almost like forced external rotation, almost like elbows tucking, really trying to exaggerate it. But here we go. As soon as I start to drive, boom, I'm going to freeze it. You can see the pecs are driving the movement. As soon as that shoulder starts to flex, which is what I was saying, those pecs are activated. It is not the lats driving the movement. It is the pecs. It's a misconception. I'm going to do a few more reps. So contrary to what you're feeling, that tension in the back, lats are super tight, obviously super shortened right there. But as you can see, it's the pecs are the prime movers. That doesn't change. So while you're feeling tension in the back, that's not driving the movement upwards. However, once again, I resonate with the fact of understanding and feeling that tension in the back. Normally, you're kind of almost focused on the lats, and you might be, but it's not that. It's that tension in the back allowing the prime movers to do their job. So the lats just are not firing. They're not moving the bar. What's happening? So in this case, I'm going to show external rotation and adduction. The bar doesn't move until, guess what? The pecs are generating enough force, you see right there, to push the bar. So it's pecs, anterior deltoid, triceps are the prime movers. And I don't care, you can see, as you can see, I externally rotate, I adduct the arm, and guess what? The bar doesn't move and upward until I start getting shoulder flexion, and shoulder flexion is not the responsibility of the lats. It is pecs, anterior deltoids. I hope this is helpful. I'll talk to you guys soon.